All right, all right, all right. Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our queens, our kings. Really do appreciate everyone. Thank you very much for making it deep dive, globally changing lives. Globally changing lives. Thank you everyone for coming out. Really appreciate, really appreciate, really do appreciate. And as you know, at this time, we are going to kick off things with our signature tune, gifted to us from the one and only international recording singing artist, Queen Lerato Shadayari. In it to win it.
the closing doors, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Queen Loretta Shadari. Really appreciate, really appreciate. And once again, welcome those on the varied YouTube platform and those of you who are here, right here on meeting platform. Really appreciate. And of course, the first presentation is my favorite, the best presentation that can be done on the webinar, on any webinar on the planet. It is the webinar that does mindset, because mindset is something that really affects us in this life um, very much. And so the mindset is very, very, very important to life. And so at this time, one of my favorite speakers, international, well renowned international speaker, um, you know, the she's an entrepreneur long ago with one of the longest standing business on this side of the world. And of course, she's a talk show host, and also, she's the grandmother of 9 and soon be 10 grandchildren. Don't know how she do it. And young little girl. But help me welcome Queen, and as I would always say, naturopathic doctor. Hi, Queen Jacqueline Warner. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Derek, for that amazing introduction. Yes, I'm a grandmother of 9 and one on the way, most likely sometime soon. So I'm looking forward to that special moment, a bundle of joy all the time. Amazing. And I just want to say good evening to everyone. And I'm so glad and happy for this platform. This is an amazing platform. And no matter what, we keep on focusing on the mindset. And I think a lot of us have been empowered, including myself. It has been a journey. It's have been a learning journey. It have been a journey filled with knowledge and progress. So thank you so much, Dr. Derek, for this amazing platform where we dive deep, and just want to give God all the glory and all the praise, because without him, none of this would be possible. So kudos to our Heavenly Father. And yes, tonight, and also to our YouTube guests, thank you always for showing up. And I hope this message will bring clarity and awareness and even action, So tonight we're going to be talking about blood pressure, Oh, wow, wow, wow. This is such a big topic. So let me start again. Good evening to everyone, everywhere, wherever you may be. Thank you so much again for your support. So tonight we're going to be talking about something that affects billions of people worldwide, and that is high blood pressure. It is the number one risk factor for cardiovascular disease, the leading cause of death across the globe. And what makes it so dangerous? Because you know what? You can look healthy, you can feel normal, you can go about your day, and you know what? And still be living with that silent threat inside our arteries, because that's where it all happens. That's where it all takes place. Even though it affects our entire system, because it's a pressure within the system. So don't think it's just affect one area. It affects our kidneys, it affects our heart, our brain, And just imagine, when you're not feeling well, you're fatigued. It just like breeds havoc upon our very own system. So high blood pressure does not announce itself loudly, like, here I am. No, it is a silent killer. They have the nickname of silent assassin. And that's what it really is. Because, you could talk to somebody today and tomorrow you hear they're gone. And you was like, well, were they sick? What was the problem? And most of the time, it's either a heart attack, a stroke, and those are the two main issues. They're more than issues. They're the two main areas where people die. Human death, self-destructive. So it whispers until it rolls. Okay. And the good news, it is largely preventable and manageable. So we don't have to live with blood pressure for the rest of our lives, and we don't have to take medication for the rest of our lives, because there are solutions. But are we willing to make those changes in our lives? Okay. So what is high blood pressure? Blood pressure is the force of the blood pushing against your artery walls. A reading has two numbers. The top number is systolic. That pressure when the heart beats, or when the heart contracts. The bottom number is diastolic. That's when the pressure, and that's when the heart relaxes. So a normal is around 120/80. High begins consistently at 130/80 and above. So when those numbers stay elevated, your arteries stiffen, your heart works harder. The damage begins quietly over a time. And it says over a time, so it's not sudden. The only thing that comes sudden is after a while, you could get a heart attack or even experience a stroke. Okay. And you have other things, kidney dialysis, because it affects the kidney. So when those numbers stay elevated, like it says, your artery stiffens, your heart works harder, and the damage begins quietly over time. And why this matter globally? According to the World Health Organization, better known as WHO, over 1 billion people worldwide have hypertension, and nearly half do not even know it. Excess sodium intake is one of the leading causes, and not the one that's in your shaker on your table, not the salt shaker. No. This is not rare. This is not a distant. This happens now, today. So a historical wake-up call is heart disease has touched even world leaders. And I'm going to mention two of them. Franklin D. Roosevelt. He suffered from severe high blood pressure and died in 1945 from the complication related to hypertension. And then Dwight D. Eisenhower. He in 1955, he suffered a massive heart attack while in office, and it shook the nation and brought awareness to cardiovascular disease. So in other words, nobody knew about cardiovascular disease back then in the 50s. It wasn't as popular as it is today. So that's to show you things haven't gotten better. It has actually gotten worse, because our ancestors didn't eat the food that we eat. They didn't do the jobs that we do today. They walked for everything mostly. There wasn't a whole lot of cars. Everybody couldn't own a car. convenience comes with a cost, and it could cost us our life in all aspects, not in this one or that one, in all aspects, I will say. So if the president with access to the best health care were vulnerable, what about us? What about us? High blood pressure does not discriminate. It doesn't choose who it wants. It doesn't say, no, I'm going to affect the, the colored brother or the Caucasian. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It affects us all. Now, the shift in our food system, that's where it all started. Because during World War II, because I guess malnutritious, they start introducing the processed foods, which could last a little longer. So people, the soldiers will be able to eat while at war. So and that's when it all exploded. So after World War II, convenience foods exploded in popularity. Processed, preserved, boxed, and canned foods became household staples in the 1950s. That's where it all started. And then it was introduced to the Food Corporation. And they bought it. Sounds like a great idea. We can make a lot of money. Stuff will stay on the shelf longer. Man, we're doing great. That will be great. But they never thought of the outcome. They never thought of the side effects. They never thought about us. That's what happens. They were thinking of themselves. And what we gained in convenience, we lost in nutrition. And rates of heart disease climbed dramatically. I mean, every day, every second, every minute, you hear somebody just fall down. A heart attack. Here in St. Martin, most of the time, the people are shipped out to Colombia, Panama, Curacao, and some of them never make it back home. If they do come back home, they come back in a box. Sometimes they go to the doctor and the doctor said, well, I don't see anything wrong, but yet the patient is complaining of pain or just not feeling correct, and the doctors can't figure it out. And when they can't figure it out, the next best thing is to say, we don't see anything wrong with you. And the patient goes back home and it gets severe. And then they end up again back at the hospital. And this time they don't leave. And that's why blood pressure, monitoring your blood pressure, it doesn't matter if you have it or not. It is stated that somewhere down the line, we will develop it if we don't make changes. So the 10 foods you must avoid. Let's get practical. If you have high blood pressure or want to prevent it, here are the 10 foods to avoid. Processed meats. And they're talking about your bacon, your sausage, especially deli meats. Because people feel like that's so quick. Man, I just need a sandwich. I'm good to go. That sandwich, that deli meat is full of nitrates and nitrites. And those two are cancer causing by themselves. I know a lot of people can't read their labels, and I know a lot of people does not even read their labels because first of all, some of them don't even understand. But if you see one thing on there that you can remember or you can recall, say, you know what? I'm leaving that on the shelf. I'm leaving it on the refrigerator, in the freezer, wherever the deli meats are stored. And when you go in the store, you see, oh my God, so much different types of deli meats. And you might say they are very tempting, but you got to look at them. They are very dangerous. Leave them where they are. Because you know why? Not only are they filled with the nitrates and the nitrites, but they're extremely high in sodium. When you look at the label, even if you can't read nothing else, all you have to see is sodium. It's not going to say salt, it's going to say sodium. And you're going to see 870, 580. You got to remember, according to the American Heart Association, the amount of daily amount of sodium that we can intake as adults, they claim 2,300. Okay. But for most adults, I will say 1,500. And if you want your blood pressure to be great, cut back and let it only be 1,000 a day. That means you have to count your sodium intake. That means you have to read your labels. And if you don't, you will put too much sodium in there, and what's going to happen? The insulin. The insulin is going to send out like, hey, something is going on. I don't know what is happening. It's going to retain water. It's going to retain water. It has that, what you call it, flight. Like when you get frightened, that's what's going to happen. The body is going to be like, what happened in here? And instead, it's going to retain the water. And that water, you keep on getting so much water, just think of a balloon, and then eventually it's going to pop. And when it pop, it could turn out to be a heart attack or a stroke. Those are the two things come from the pop. Okay, so stay away from processed foods as much as you can. Canned soups. I remember my dad when I first came here, when he was alive, and he will have his little can of Campbell's soups. You know, a lot of elderly, they try to prepare their meals as convenient as they can because they're alone. And he will open the can of Campbell's soup and add a potato in it and make it a meal. But the sodium in there, oh my gosh, that alone will cause havoc to the system, to the kidneys, to the bladder. It just mess up the whole body. So we got the sympathetic system and our cells. So we got to be so careful on our sodium intake. Those canned soups, anything in a can, a jar, a bag, leave it on the shelf. It's no good. They have to use salt to preserve it. And that's how it's preserved, so it can have that longevity life on the shelf until you purchase it. And that's why it comes with an expiration date. You know, a lot of people eat expired goods also from the pantries. You have to be so careful. Even when things go on sale, it's because they are close to the expiration date. If they're trying to get rid of it, why are we buying it? Well, we always think we get in a bargain, but we are slowly killing ourselves. So we gotta use wisdom in everything. You know, canned soup have that hidden salt bombs. One serving can contain half your daily limit. You know, if something has 200 grams of sodium in it, and it says 5 servings, you say 5 times 200. You know what that is, right? That's how much salt. So just don't think it's only the 200 grams. And that's why, you know, it can be another webinar where we talk about how to read our labels and understand our labels so we can make better choices, even though we shouldn't even be buying anything in a can, to tell you the truth. Everything is preserved by sodium. Okay? And fast foods, McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky Fried, those things are full of salt and sugar. You know, a lot of people say, you know, I love McDonald's fries. Yes, it's the sodium in it. Or better yet, people like nuts, even though that doesn't fall under fast food. But the reason you like the salted nuts is because of the sodium in there. But you can buy nuts in the raw form, and it's much better. It doesn't even taste like the salted nuts. Because once the heat get to it, it changed the whole nutritional value. Okay, so anything that heats, that is heat, loses the nutritional value. And that's why they add vitamin C and vitamin D. If something come with vitamin D already, you don't need to say you added it. But when you see it's added, that means it has been destroyed. And what are they putting in there? Do we know if it's a quality vitamin D are they using? Or just have a big jar of something saying vitamin D and putting drops into the juice or into the milk? Oh my God, help us. So fast foods are high in sodium. They are unhealthy. They're unhealthy fats and refined carbs. That means you got to stay away from the bread, white flour, refined carbs. They are unhealthy. Number one, the flour is already bleached, so it already went through a process. And then they add in a process upon a process. No, I don't think we like bread that much. I think we love ourselves more than bread. Okay? And fried foods. Some people like their fried chicken, fried pork chops, fried fish. I know I like my fried fish. Even though I eat steam, I don't do it on a daily basis, but I do like a fried fish now and then. But it says stay away from fried foods. They promote inflammation and they help us to gain weight. And that's when the body is full of pain and you got joint pain because inflammation has set into the joints, into our muscles, into our organs. Okay? And then those sugary drinks. Not only sugary drinks, those energy drinks. I see some people early in the morning having a Monster drink, energy drink, and I look at it, I said, don't you see that it say Monster on it? Would you buy something that say Monster? I will leave it alone. And another one I see them drinking a lot now, they drinking it like it's what they call that drink, Red Bull. Is it Red Bull? Yes, Red Bull. I see people, I see the young people now, not, usually I see people take it at the bar where they drink or whatever. But now I see teenagers or young adults just drinking it like it's a soda to them. I think they like the sugar rush that it gives them, but it's unhealthy. Okay, sugary drinks, it spikes insulin and it increases vascular stress because their blood pressure is stress on the body because pressure causes stress and it interferes with our organs. Okay, especially coffee. Coffee stimulates, but it also dehydrates. And when you think you're doing something good because you're having a Starbucks, you're damaging your heart. We're damaging our arteries. We're causing havoc. We're making our blood pressure to become high. And then we say, well, I don't even know why my blood pressure is high. Well, now we don't even have to ask those questions because we could just go through that list and say, what do I need to get rid of? This could be a problem. This can cause me to get high blood pressure if I don't have it. Okay? And those packaged snacks, chips and crackers, I think there's Oscar Mayer snacks with the cheese and the thing that people give to their kids. Don't talk about ramen oodles. that has 1,800 and something grams of sodium in it. You can shock your send your system into a shock. Just I see parents. I saw two little children the other evening when I was at the store, and they were actually buying ramen noodles in a cup for dinner. Okay, maybe that's all they could afford, but just imagine how they are damaging their little bodies. It has children with, when I work in the school system, small children were having diabetes, they had hypertension, they had to come to the nurse's station to take their medication. Little children, I thought it was only an adult issue, but it's no longer, because we're all eating and drinking things that we shouldn't. And because of the lack of knowledge, this is the after effect. Okay? It's sodium overload. Everything is filled with sodium. Okay? Then we talk about the white bread and the refined grains. They contribute to the insulin resistance. And you don't have to be a diabetic. It's a natural process that takes place within our body. And don't talk about pickled foods. You know, some people say, girl, I'm going to have a pickle. That pickle is soaked in sodium. Yeah, the vinegar is there, and so is the sodium. So that pickle is loaded with salt. Again, it increased water retention. When you have too much sodium in your body, the insulin helps to absorb. It absorbs the water and it retains it. It keeps it. So you keep on. Some people get swollen ankles and feet and even hands. Sometimes I see people with swollen hands. You know, it's sodium. You're retaining too much water, and eventually it's going to pop. You can get an aneurysm. Don't talk about frozen dinners. They're highly processed and sodium dense. You call them microwavable foods. Stay away from them. Cook your own food. We need to cook our own food. Everything cooking fast. Some things, especially in the restaurants, is already pre-cooked already. All they have to do is put a little heat to it and serve it to you. And you feel like it was cooked right then and there. When it wasn't. It comes, yes, we wait. You wait because there's many orders back there. It's not because they're cooking up your meal. A restaurant full of people and you think they're cooking every meal? No. So let's stay away from microwavable foods. Excess alcohol. That raises your blood pressure and it weakens your heart muscle. Not saying you can't drink alcohol. It says excessive. I mean, people that drink a lot, alcoholics. You know, you see them every day. They no longer update. No, they don't even know themselves anymore. It's so sad to see. And every bite either increases our pressure or reduces it. So we got to be careful what we put in our mouth. Now, things that do not work. Okay, don't you ignoring it. You cannot ignore your blood pressure. You cannot ignore it. Relying only on medication without lifestyle change. That's not going to work either. Because there's people who is on medication still end up getting heart attacks and stroke. So that's telling you that they were not doing what they were supposed to. They continue to eat the processed food. They continue to drink this energy drinks. They didn't make no change. They figure we can still do a little alcohol because you know what? I'm taking the blood pressure medication. But still they end up with a heart attack or a stroke. And then people will look, well, the medication didn't work. No, it wasn't the medication didn't work. It was the person. the individual that did not make changes in their life. Remember, it said it can be maintained. It is manageable. Quick fix supplements, that's not going to work. And waiting for symptoms, that's going to be a near-death situation. If we just wait for a symptom and say, well, I don't get no headaches. I'm not going to the bathroom every minute. I don't feel fatigue. Remember, it doesn't yell and say, hey, I'm here. So we have to take precaution. Even if we have friends, a lot of us have friends that have high blood pressure. Educate them. Share this information with them. Hypertension is called the silent killer or the silent assassin for a reason. Okay? And what does work? What does work? A holistic whole food approach. Eating your fresh vegetables, your leafy greens, your beans, your oats, your garlic, your beets, your nuts and seeds, olive oil, clean water, daily walking. You got to have movement, because that's how the blood moves through the body. It doesn't sit still. The blood doesn't sit still all day. It will get clogged and cause havoc. So it has to be moving throughout the organs for us to function adequately. Okay. Stress management. Of course, we're going to have stress in our life, but we can manage it. Okay. And of course, quality sleep. So your arteries respond to nourishment. Simple as that. And the body is designed to heal when we stop overwhelming it. We cause our own havoc upon our own body. Nobody does it for us. The doctor doesn't do it. The government doesn't do it. Even though they have the bad foods out there, we can make a choice. So let me ask you, what is one food you know you need to reduce? And number two, what is one healthy habit you can start this week? It's your choice. Change does not happen all at once. It doesn't. Because sometimes we've been doing things for decades, for centuries, and we feel, well, I'm okay. I don't feel nothing. Everything is all right. Okay. So it happens one meal at a time, one decision at a time, and one day at a time. So high blood pressure is often silent. It's the top risk factor for heart disease and stroke and kidney disease. I will add that because it destroys the kidney. It's strongly connected to our diet. Okay. It's preventable, so we don't have to have fear, and it's manageable. So food is powerful. It can harm or it can heal. So to conclude, like our good Heavenly Father puts in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Everything we do, it flows from it. So guarding our heart is not only spiritual, it's actually also physical. So when we choose discipline over convenience, do we whole foods over processed foods? Water over sodas? Movement over sitting? We honor the body God entrusted to us. Your heart beats over 100,000 times a day just for you. The question is, will we protect it? So let today be the day you decide, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. And I just want to say a disclaimer, the presentation is for educational purposes only and does not replace medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making significant dietary or medical changes. And I just want to thank you all for your listening ear. I hope this topic and this information will rest deep on your heart in helping us to make better choices and most of all, take care of our heart. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Derek. I think I went a little long.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Naturopathic Doctor
You're very
Jacqueline
welcome.
Warner. You saw it have a ring to it.
Yes, it rhyming too.
Rhyme every time.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
goodness. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, thank you very much, Queen
You're
Jacqueline Warner.
welcome.
Yeah, the sodium. A lot of salt. And
Yeah,
it's
the
not even good
focus.
salt. Not even good salt. Um, you know, I still kind of eat baked bean to be the because I don't know how to find what you call it now. The the bean. What bean make baked bean?
What you
Let me
said? What
let me
bean?
ask it this way. What bean? BEAN.
Right.
What bean? Cause baked bean come in a can. I've never seen them otherwise. So what bean makes baked bean?
Well, let me tell you, according to Dr. CB, none of them things really, I, I don't know, even know how they even become a bean. The only thing that Dr. CB talked about was the lentils. He never talked about red beans. He never talked about none of those beans,
Okay.
really. So I don't know where those beans came from.
But no, I'm not. Well, just like how they grow on tree.
Yes, once you plant them because it's a seed, they will grow, but he never talked about beans.
Yes. So what I'm asking is what bean makes or what bean is used to make to get the baked bean? Which one are the beans? Because baked bean is not really a bean.
No.
So is it kidney bean? Is it in other words, what
Oh, you're
bean?
saying, oh, baked beans. I don't
Yes.
know I don't know what baked beans are.
No,
I
I'm
don't even
asking
know
what
what.
bean. What bean makes baked bean?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what bean make baked bean.
Okay.
But
All
that's
right.
a good question though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to look
Because
into that.
I have
What
always
bean?
asked that question and nobody seemed to know because I
But
love
Dr.
baked
Derek,
bean.
I think that
Yeah.
Google will tell you. Google might be able to tell you.
Listen, Google couldn't answer that question.
Google could
I
answer it. Wow. Well, we don't know then. We are in suspense, just like you.
I would think that probably is the Norton bean, but those are white.
it kind of look
I think
it
that is
kind of
pinto
look like
beans, but I don't know.
But
it kind
pinto
of look
beans
like
have
pinto
lines.
bean.
Pinto. Oh, you know what it is? They call them Is it red? It's not a red bean.
No, red bean more flatter.
Yeah, they got a bean that looks. You could say that might be it. I don't know how they get it brown. Maybe they put it in some kind of caramel and soak it in something because the bean is not brown.
No, I don't necessarily want it brown or red. I just want to know which bean they use for baked bean because I have never seen it outside of a can.
That one, me either. I never seen it outside of a can.
Right.
And if Google can't answer that, that means that bean does not exist, Dr. Derek.
No, well, I don't know. Me never.
Don't eat no baked bean. We used to eat them back in the day, though. I used to eat them back in
No,
the day.
me love me. That is one of my where could I call it now? Every now and again when you put that cayenne pepper on that baked bean, man, and oh my God, hallelujah, praise the Lord. King Carlton, when you put the cayenne pepper and you mix them up with your onions and your bell
Oh
peppers
my
and
God, it do
your
taste. Yeah,
oh
that would taste
hallelujah
good.
and your garlic and so oh my goodness, what other bean tastes so good? Woo! Mercy.
Well, if you stew your black beans and your lime, your thing beans, any bean you can give flavor.
Well, I don't know. It's like the baked bean have a particular
It
taste.
has a taste. Yeah, it's a particular
Even
taste.
if
It
you
does.
fix up other beans the
It
same
won't
way,
have a taste like it. Yeah, it
the
won't.
baked bean have a unique taste
Yeah, it do.
that is only, I don't know.
And that's the one in the
Oh,
green can, right? That's the one in the green can that you buy.
yes,
Okay.
that's one of my can every now and again. It's not like it's not
Well,
like a
just
every
look at
week.
the sodium. Look at the sodium intake.
It's not a every week or a every
I
not even a
know,
every month,
not an everyday thing.
much less. Not even a every month. It's just
Okay,
why I tell
now
you,
and then.
yeah, that is my you know you know my bean. I love baked bean. That's my bean, you know. And I only see it in can, unfortunately. Because I know, I know, you know, but I only see it
My
in can.
sardines come in a can,
Mm. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I might have to give them up too. I don't know.
yeah,
I have to check the sodium.
yeah. But man, whoo, I tell you, King Carlton, baked bean. Uh, anyway, nice. Thank you very much,
He look like
Queen.
he tasting these baked beans already. He might be
Yeah,
tempted to go look for a can.
might have to go make some in the tomorrow there, Right.
I
It's a
tell
long
you,
a long
you
time
don't
I
have
don't eat
some.
any either. Maybe since this year, maybe one time in sometime in a
Wow.
January, I think I eat it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do like
So
that,
and
I think it doesn't
in
harm because you still have to detox the body anyway
a
and cleanse it.
February. Yeah, man, me do me charcoal water
Yeah,
and every and so
so
on,
it's cleansing anyway.
Yeah, but I want the normal bean where me can soak myself and make myself.
There's a pink bean. I know it's pink,
Yeah,
but
I
I
know that
can't.
one.
Yeah, you know that one, right?
But it's a little bigger. It's
The
slightly
other
bigger.
beans are like the what they call them. They look like Norton beans.
Mm,
That's the only thing small as the baked beans,
okay.
but
Norton.
they're white.
Norton.
Yeah, Norton beans.
All right, I'll look for it. Norton bean. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much,
You're
Queen
welcome.
Jacqueline Warner. Really appreciate this presentation. Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Any other comment or questions or anything from anyone? Um, all right, wonderful. All right. So let us quickly take a quick look at self actualization. Because you see, the next thing to mindset, the next thing to mindset is self actualization,
Yep.
really and truly. All right. That's the next thing. The next thing that you need to focus on. And that is why I spending so many times with the self actualization because it's the next best thing apart from mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Let me see now. Share my screen so that we can see what is happening. All right. So hopefully you are seeing my screen.
I think I got another picture.
Okay.
Just a second, Eric, so we
So,
can change it up.
all right. So I think we are on part 4. We are on part 4. So what is self-actualization? Just go back through this so that we can refresh our memory. Um, self-actualization is a process of realizing and fulfilling our full potential. So what is in you, right? What is in you that need to come out, need to be fulfilled? Have you or are you fulfilling your full potential? Becoming the best version of yourself in abilities, in creativity, in character, in purpose. What is your purpose? Why am I here? What is my purpose? The concept was popularized by Abraham Maslow, who described it as the highest level of psychological development. Your psychic, that is how it is developed. And if we don't journey in that psychological development, then it's just like if you are a baby, right? When you are a baby, I should say, when you are a baby, right? Your basic needs, which is food, clothing, shelter, right? As what it says here, remember the basic needs, right? The basic warmth, rest, all of these. When you're a baby, these are your basic needs, right? And mommy and daddy or your caregiver ensure that these needs are met, right? And so it helps you to develop. Then you talk about security and safety, right? The more you get older, is the more you want to be secure, the more you want to be safe, etc. Belonging, right? When you're a baby, you don't belong anywhere, right? But as you now get senses, your senses are now activated. You want relationships, you want friends, you want mommy and daddy, you want siblings, etc., etc. And at some point, when you get bigger, you want intimacy, right? And esteem needs, right? Feeling that you're accomplished. And then, of course, self-actualization, right there at the top, when you have achieved your full potential, including creative activities, right? So self-actualization sits at the top of the pyramid. As you know, we went up on a pyramid, right? Meaning it is pursued after more basic needs are reasonably satisfied, right? So, strong sense of purpose, right? In other words, these are some of the characteristics: strong sense of purpose, creativity and originality, deep, meaningful relationships, acceptance of self and others, independence and autonomy, appreciation for life, and of course, problem centered, focus on solution, not ego. So, therefore, we're going to look at the difference, because a lot of people don't know this, but there's a difference between success and self-actualization. There's a difference. Watch this now. Under success, look at this. external achievement success focus on, but self-actualization focuses on internal fulfillment. Major difference. Major difference. Watch it now. Success grab after money, status, and recognition. But self-actualization is about growth, purpose, and meaning. You see, it's a little different. Well, it's a lot different. Comparison, which is success, comparison with others. Always comparing yourself with Tom Strokes next door or Mary Jane up the road, right? You're at high school, you want to be with the most popular people on the campus, right? Not with self-actualization. It's all about becoming your true self. Under success, it's all about goal oriented. But with self-actualization, it's about growth oriented. And last but not least, success is all about competitive, competing. I am always better than you. But with self-actualization, it is about personal and involved. You want the same thing for everybody, which is growth. And everyone can achieve it without me being, you know, without me being, let me see now, deprived of something. Because everything is here for everyone. Everything is here for everyone. So if all of us was to be involved, all of us can grow. I don't need to put you down for me to grow, but that is success. Putting you down so that I can achieve what I want to achieve. That is success. You don't want to get success. You want to achieve self-actualization. You can be successful without being self-actualized. But self-actualization brings deep satisfaction beyond achievement. And that is why, you know, joy is much different and much better than happiness, because happiness come and go, but joy is in spite of whatever you're going through or whatever not happening for you, you still have joy. So what is the process of self-actualization? Characteristics of self-actualized people: self-accepting, open and spontaneous, autonomous, enjoy solitude and privacy, um, responsible, and enjoy the journey, not the destination. You see, that is about success. Success is about reaching a destination, but that's not self-actualization. It's a journey. So you are always into it. Okay? Self-actualization is not a destination. It's a lifelong process. Steps often include self-awareness, understanding your strengths, weaknesses, and values. Your value is in Jesus, not what friends and family think. It doesn't matter what friend and family think. Your value is really in what Christ think, what God think, right? Because we are all of us on the planet is fearfully and wonderfully made. And so I don't need to put you down for me to look good. No, don't need to do that. Personal growth, continuous learning and improvement. Self-awareness, understanding your strengths, weakness, and of course, value, motivation, vision, planning, learning, creativity, development, training. Every person on the planet can achieve that without me feeling like you come to strip me of what I am to achieve, right? Personal growth, very important. Development, you begin to self meaningful goals, develop your skills, accept challenges, learning from failures. Growth often happens outside of your comfort zone. Don't wait until you're comfortable, so to speak, to move to another destination. No, growth normally happens, often happens outside of our comfort zone. Authentic living, living according to your true belief, not what society pressuring you to do. That is authentic living. Acting according to your values, reducing dependency on external approval. Don't need external approval to live. Expressing yourself honestly, authenticity becomes central. And of course, purpose discovery, finding meaning in your work and in your life. Finding meaning. Why am I here? Find out what discover what your purpose is. This involves understanding your strengths and understanding your weaknesses. Identifying your passion. What is your passion? Is your passion the 9 to 5? Or is your passion writing some books? Clarifying your personal values. Becoming self-aware. It requires honest reflection and openness. Am I contributing? Contribution, giving back to others or society. So, modern perspectives. Let us look at that. Today, self-actualization connects with emotional intelligence, mindfulness, personal development, leadership growth. Why self-actualization matters? Why does it matter? Improves mental well-being, enhances creativity, increases self-satisfaction, builds resilience, encourages meaningful living. So, to conclude, self-actualization is about becoming who you are truly meant to be. It is not perfection because it is continuous growth. So it's not to reach somewhere and I have arrived at self-actualization. That's it. Don't need to do nothing else. Let me just chill out and cool out now. I'm good to go. No, no. It's a daily, daily lifestyle involvement. Of course, it requires courage, self-reflection, discipline, authenticity. And so, in simple terms, self-actualization equal living at your highest potential with purpose and meaning. Important to remember, self-actualization is not perfection. It's a lifelong process of becoming more fully yourself. Who is you? I hope that, of course, this helps us to to um to be, why this not coming off, to have a life that counts. All right, wonderful. Okay. I don't know why this not coming off. Okay, all right. Hopefully it came off now. All right, wonderful. Okay, so I hope that this helps all of us to to get a little bit more information on self-actualization. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. And is there any comment or questions? All right, wonderful. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. And of course, at this time, we're just going to ask Queen Naturopathic Dr. Jacqueline Warner to give her final. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Derek, and thank you for that amazing presentation or motivational presentation regarding self-actualization, because that will help us to become, it helps us to have a clearer picture of what self-actualization really is and how we can go about obtaining it. And, that we don't look only at success, but we look into a deeper part of ourselves. Because self-actualization, like you said, it's like you just look at Mother Teresa and all those humanitarians that did things for the well-being of another human being. And that's where you could see those people had good lives, because it was not about only their success, but it was something geared to helping society or helping humanity. um, I mean, just like Mr. Ashmafara, that was his focus, to help humanity. And you could see there he had developed his purpose and his dreams. And like Dr. Derek said, each and every one of us can do so. We just have to figure out what our purpose is, and then we can go from there. And even, having an idea of your purpose helps a lot, because then it helps you to focus in on that, and it helps you to develop it, put it into action, and then you get a deep feeling. It does not like when you get a success and that's it finished. But this is an ongoing thing, like Dr. Derek said. It's a journey. So thank you so much, Dr. Derek. Really appreciate that topic. It's very important for all of us. Anyway, my closing thoughts. Just like Proverbs 4:23 says, and go back to it again, God said, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So, it says, like I said before, guarding our hearts is not only spiritual, but it's actually physical. If we don't take care of our heart can't take care of us, for sure. It can't help us. It pumps the blood through our bodies. It's a big pump, and everything pumps from the top. We don't have anything on the bottom to pump the blood back up to the heart. So we have to take care of our top pump to make sure that it supply our entire body with the blood. Everything is in the blood, so we need our pump. And so we got to take care of our pump. And if we have to change to a plant-based lifestyle. We have to learn, because sooner or later, with these changes that's coming to us, even if we see it or we don't see it, where we might have to wear a chip just to get food to eat. And so if we start making these changes where we're not so independent on processed foods that is killing us, it's a slow death. It doesn't happen immediately, you know. If we start making these changes today, it won't be so difficult for us to eat raw, because we might have to eat some foods raw, which is the best state anyway. But you know, at least we'll have access to them. And it's a lot of changes that we need to make. And let's make the changes today and not let it be when we have forced to or have to. You know, when we make those decisions today, it's best. So when we choose nourishment over convenience, discipline over indulgence, and wisdom over habit, we honor the body God entrusted to each and every one of us. So health is a stewardship. So let us not wait for a diagnosis to make a decision. And thank you again, and enjoy the rest of this webinar. Back to you, Dr. Derry. Thank you, Ken Carlton, for your applause and your smiles every time.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you very much,
You're welcome,
Queen
brother.
Jacqueline Warner. Really appreciate. Really appreciate. And just to repeat what I said earlier in closing, um, self-actualization equals living at your highest potential with purpose and with meaning. With purpose and with meaning. So if you don't know your purpose, please search it out, because every one of us have a purpose. Every one of us have a purpose. And the sooner you discover what your purpose is, then you'll be able to live in towards that purpose. All right? And so let us recognize that our purpose is what we are to live towards. Thank you very much. Really, really do appreciate. And thank you all for coming out again on this wonderful Thursday and Friday for some people. And thank you all very much for being here on Deep Dive Globally Changing Lives. All right. We want to thank the persons on YouTube also. And thank you for all your comments there on YouTube. Thank you all very much for your comments here also. And enjoy your weekend. Remember, every Sunday, it's Dream Team. And not sure that they will be having a meeting this Sunday. I've not seen anything as yet from Queen Dr. Patience. I'm not seeing anything yet from Queen Dr. Patience, so maybe they are not having any meeting. All right, I'm not seeing anything. All right, so not sure about Sunday, but remember Monday it is Mindset Monday at 7 p.m. and we are having a wonderful presenter, Lady Miranda, that will be actually coming on. So please do be there. And Tuesday and Thursday in the 1 p.m., it's the Yvonne duo, Queen Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne Finn. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, Thursday morning is O Passion Global, Singapore and Malaysia. And that's Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And then, of course, we also have deep dive on Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. All right. So enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Those who attend church, please to attend church, right? We are not doing it to please the pastor. We are doing it. We go to church, we should go to church to meet with our Heavenly Father, because that's a date that He set for us to meet with Him once a week. So please, you know, yes, you can worship anywhere. And of course, you can worship at home and you can worship anywhere. But God wants corporate meeting at least once a week. So please meet with Him corporately at least once a week. Thank you all very much. And for those on YouTube, you do have yourself a wonderful weekend also. And thank you very much for joining us. Those who will be watching this broadcast in the future, thank you very much for watching also. So for now, YouTube, persons on YouTube, thank you very much. We'll be having a little after party just to bring the curtains down. But for now, thank you.